Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's on-demand session for the Amazon QuickSight Learning Series. This week, I'll be covering how you can get ready for our AWS reInvent and how you can stay connected with Amazon QuickSight announcements following the reInvent event during December 2nd to December 6th in Las Vegas, Nevada this year. Okay, so what we'll be covering today will all happen on the QuickSight community. This is our one-stop shop for everything learning about QuickSight and getting involved with our team. We have an immense Q&A that users use to ask questions from our experts and team members, as well as all of our QuickSight events, which are hosted on here, and all of the documentation, videos, blogs, and other learning resources that you can use to accelerate your QuickSight journey. So, speaking of our Q&A, if you have any questions or comments about reInvent on the QuickSight community, you can use the tag #reInvent, and that's where you can find all the content with reInvent, as well as asking any reInvent related questions in our Q&A. So if you haven't done so already, you can scan the QR code here to check out our community. Again, it's the one-stop shop for all learning resources, and membership is completely free. I'll also link this community link in the description below. Okay, and then I just want to highlight some very key upcoming QuickSight community events we have. So following reInvent, in the rest of the December weeks, we'll be hosting special launches. So we'll have both live and on-demand sessions for the winter break. The live sessions will be December 10th through 12th, and then 17th through 19th, depending on your global time zone. And our on-demand session will be December 23rd onwards. So stay tuned to see what features we'll be talking about and demoing in those sessions there. And just a hint, it'll be focused on Amazon Q and QuickSight, so really exciting feature launches that will be coming there. All right, and then we also have our Solution Architects hosted events, which include our first Friday new feature launches, second and third Wednesday immersion days, which will be focused on authoring, and you can see the global time zones that we're catering to there. And then first through Thursday, introduction to QuickSight sessions. So again, all of these are going to be hosted on the community, which you can scan the QR code here. This will bring you to our events page to find any of these events and register through there. All of them are completely free to join, and I will also link this link down in the description below. Okay, so I will briefly just cover the agenda that we'll have today. It'll be somewhat of a short session, just to give you a brief overview of what's going on, and I'll demo how exactly you can find all these resources in our community to stay up to date with all of the reInvent things. So I'll just briefly cover what Amazon QuickSight is, the latest and greatest that we have currently with Amazon Q and QuickSight, how you can get involved during reInvent, and then this will cover specifically the QuickSight community overview, the Q corner, which will be updating during reInvent, as well as our reInvent corner. So if you don't already know, Amazon QuickSight is our unified business intelligence at hyperscale tool, helping with data analytics needs at hyperscale. So it is the unified BI for all your analytics needs, as I said before. Good for both technical and non-technical users and easy to understand with simple dashboards and beautiful visuals. It has consistent high performance with auto scaling, so great for enterprise needs and being able to scale across multiple users. It has augmented analytics with generative AI capabilities, which again we'll be leveraging with Amazon Q and QuickSight, and I'll be reviewing that in just a minute. And Amazon QuickSight has lower costs by using a pay-as-you-need model. So really good option for those people being able to save costs. All right, now we're going to move on and we're going to talk about Amazon Q and QuickSight capabilities. So for the past year, we generally announced our generative BI experience, which is our Amazon Q and QuickSight. So we have different capabilities, and I'll highlight few of them from a screen capture here. I just want to give a brief background. So this demo is using a marketing use case, being able to show different campaigns and their performance metrics and how that affected sales. So in this example, we'll be showing how this helps the authoring experience within QuickSight, allowing business analysts to build faster. So for an example, if I asked Q to build a visual, I could ask for something like total reach by campaign ID, And using my data sets, Q will build this visual here, which I can then add to my analysis. So with a simple natural language query, Q has built this visual and I'm able to use it in my analysis. And you can use Q for all of these types of visual types using the fields in your data. All right, and then another authoring capability I want to just highlight really quickly is the ability to build calculated fields. So for those who don't know necessarily how to write the correct syntax, Q will automatically build the correct syntax using a natural language prompt, which I've done here. And what's nice is you can also put in acronyms. So here I put QOQ for quarter over quarter, and I ask Q to build a quarter over quarter % change in impressions by the created date. And it's created this nice calculation here, which I can then insert and be able to put into my dashboard. And then it makes this nice field, which I can then add to visuals. So for this, I've added the calculated field here and built this visual with it. All right. And then let's say you've already built a visual, but you want to format it differently. Q is able to edit those visuals for you, also using natural language. So here I have different impressions for video ads that I was running on my campaign. And I want Q to change this to a pie chart. So I've asked you to do that in natural language, and it's created these pie charts for 2 different accounts. And as you can see, it split it up here and changed it for me in my analysis automatically. Okay, so now if you're a business user, you can leverage Amazon Q to create compelling business reports through our data stories capability. So if you write a data story in natural language, here I wrote that I want to make a story and say, write a marketing strategy to lower ad spending and increase reach and clicks. I've added visuals from my dashboard, and then Q has generated this nice story with this title that it's generated, and then it has following sections with both text and supporting visuals, pulling out key insights that I maybe would have missed in my dashboard. And then another capability for business users, say I don't necessarily have the time to ask my business analyst to go through the data and pull out insights. I can now actually do that on my own. So I can use, similar to the Q pane that we saw earlier, I can type a question saying like, what are the worst performing ads? And Q will give me a multi-visual response, which you can see here. So this is the bar chart that's ranking ads from worst to best by reach. It gives me total reach, and it interprets that question as a scatter plot here, showing both reach, clicks, and outbound clicks for each ad. It also gives this supporting narrative to pull out some key insights from these visuals as well. All right, and then the last capability will cover our developer persona. So say that you are a developer and you want to extend custom apps with AI. You can do so by adding advanced capabilities and embedding to your dashboards with Amazon Q. And you can do that through our SDK and API capabilities, which you can also check out, as we'll see later, inside of our Q corner on the QuickSight community. Okay, so now we'll see how you can actually get involved during reInvent. We'll cover both in-person personas and online. So for those of you who are attending in person, before the event, I definitely recommend following our socials, which you'll again see on the QuickSight community. And you can do this for both in-person and online attendees. And that's how we'll stay connected with everybody, and you'll be able to get live updates of when we're doing our launches and see what other features that are being launched across the AWS services. And if you're in person in Las Vegas, you'll see opportunities of where to meet the team, how to attend QuickSight sessions, and special events like the replay party, which is happening on December 5th. And if you're online, I will show you how to get access to QuickSight sessions and content as soon as they come out. So we'll be posting live updates to launches when they occur in Vegas. And then after the event for both in-person and online, I'll show you how to stay connected with our reInvent recordings and be able to attend certain sessions like our learning series on the announcements that we made during reInvent. Okay, so I have logged into my QuickSight community account, and I'll just go over now how you can get involved with our community. I'll start with just a brief overview. So our community has these different sections, which you can check out. So this is our Q&A. If you don't already know what our Q&A is, it has lots of different questions from all of our users spanning different use cases that they have, or general authoring questions, which they can use tags to query the data and filter it. So for example, if I want to find questions on advanced calculations, I can look through this tag and see these people have asked questions here and go through these to find answers. If I want to learn about QuickSight, I can go to this Learning tab and find these different buckets. Highly recommend the Getting Started one, our Developer Corner, which is for anything with APIs and SDKs, as well as certain demos. And then I'll go into this later, but the Q Corner and different video tutorial repositories. So this one will have all the previous recordings of the Amazon QuickSight Learning series, and as well as Japanese videos for our Japanese speakers. All right. And then I want to move to Arena. So Arena is an instance inside a QuickSight account, basically using a sandbox environment to be able to help you replicate different problems within QuickSight to help us answer your questions using QuickSight itself. So I highly recommend going through this Getting Started material to be able to understand how to use Arena and how you can leverage it to answer your questions, as well as watching this learning series video that we hosted with Arun, who is the solution architect who actually built Arena inside our community. All right, now scrolling up, we have our What's New area, which will be posting updated blogs based on feature updates. And as you can see, these are all of our previous ones. And I just want to quickly, again, go over our events page. So you'll see our December learning series, the rest of November's, as well as our upcoming December sessions and recurring workshops. So go ahead and check those out. All right, now let's go into the Q Corner. So in our Q Corner, we've updated our banner to stay in the loop with everything new with Amazon Q at AWS reInvent. And if you click on this banner, you'll be brought to our What's New section inside Q, and you'll be able to see all of our blogs and What's New announcements that will be updating live during reInvent. So make sure to check out this banner for all the updates. And then if you're wanting to catch up on everything that's new, I highly recommend checking out some of our how-to videos, which include full demos using the capability, specific industry vertical demos. So we have things such as entertainment, hospitality, and retail. And then I recommend checking out our Getting Started. So this includes our sizzle reel, some brief pricing update questions, and then some documentation of both Amazon Q and QuickSight and Amazon Q Business. All right, and then just going back to the homepage, I want to show you how exactly you can navigate to the reInvent corner from what your environment will look like. So if you scroll down our homepage, you should see this category here called AWS reInvent. And when you click into here, we've bucketed things into 3 different sections. One will be getting connected. Another one will be the QuickSight sessions at reInvent. And the last is just some helpful resources to explore QuickSight on your own. So we'll start here, actually, and we'll see how you can explore QuickSight. So I've already showed you Arena, which you can use in your QuickSight instance on the Communtiy. But if you want to explore QuickSight further, you're able to check out our Learning Dashboard. And the Learning Dashboard is basically an environment within our Demo Central portal that allows you to see how to use QuickSight within a QuickSight environment. So it's really helpful for finding learning resources, which you can filter by your persona, your level, so it goes through 100 through 400 topics, which have lots of different filters, as well as the type of content. So we have different blogs, case studies, user guides, videos, as well as workshops. And if you want to get a little bit more specific, you can check out our different persona tabs. So here we have our admin, our author tab, our developer tab, and our reader tab. So I highly recommend those if you already consider yourself a specific persona. And then what we recently added is the generative BI tabs for all personas as well. So for author pros, we have specific user guides and videos that we recommend you watching. And then for our reader pros, we have the same. So this one actually goes through a demo with Jill and a use case for marketing, and then some specific step-by-step guidelines on how you can get started with generative BI. And then some newly added things that we've done is created these sample dashboards, which you can go ahead and play with. So you can see this one for SaaS sales, which is actually the same dashboard that are used in both of these tutorials. So you can follow along with this dashboard. And then this is the gallery of all of our Amazon Q enabled dashboards, which are inside Demo Central itself. So since I'm mentioning this tool, that is the last bucket here you'll see, and it'll just bring you back to that page, which you're able to view dashboards, ask you questions, and explore certain features, and you'll be able to filter all that through here. So specific ones that I recommend checking out are Ask Q, Generative Q&A, and the Q Full Experience. So this one's pretty cool. And I can do a suggested question, and we can see this multi-visual response answering my question. Okay, so now that we've seen all the capabilities of how to explore QuickSight, let's go back to the reInvent corner page. And let's see how you can stay connected during reInvent. So at reInvent, we want to connect with you via social media, and we recommend following these platforms. So this is where we'll be announcing our features as well as the other services that fall into this category. We also would like to highlight AWS developers on LinkedIn and Twitter or X. Definitely go check these out to see the updates from all AWS services, but specifically for Amazon Q and QuickSight. And then we also recommend subscribing if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, which will be updated as we move along through the week. And some key hashtags we want to point out for the reInvent week are these, which you can use on social medias and the community to be able to ask questions that are relevant to Amazon QuickSight. Okay, now I'm back at these three sections and I want to explore this category. So say I want to find the QuickSight sessions during reInvent. This is where they'll be hosted. So right now we have just a brief overview of some different areas that we'll be covering at reInvent. So we have workshops, chalk talks, breakout sessions, and then the daily schedule. So if you're attending both in person or online, I highly recommend checking these out. If you're going in person, it'll have the location, the date, and the time. And if you're online, this is just good to know because we'll be posting the recordings briefly after these finish. So definitely check these out. And then we obviously want to highlight the keynotes that are happening at reInvent, so you can read this post to check out more. So we have one with our CEO, Matt Garman, as well as Swami, who is the VP of Data and AI. And then also an overview of all the chalk talks and relevant breakout sessions here. So you can scroll through that and again, find more information here. And then this tab will show you all specifically just the workshops, who's presenting, and what the topic will be. So you'll see that here. Similarly, we have these chalk talks, which you can leverage if you're going in person. These might take a little bit longer to get onto the community, but we'll be sure to update as soon as we can. And then lastly, breakout sessions during reInvent as well. So we have one on pixel perfect reporting, Gen AI, a customer use case, and specific feature launches here. So during the week, I highly recommend checking out this page. Not only will we have these sessions which you can reference, but we'll also be posting the recordings of each session into this category here. So again, this is QuickSight sessions at reInvent. All right, so now we're back at these three categories. And then I'm going to go back into Connected and just show what you can do in person if you're in Las Vegas. So if you're in Las Vegas, we want to see your pictures. So you can go into here and upload the pictures that you took here and be able to share this with other people. So we'll be posting photos, but also want to see the pictures that you guys been taking. So my colleague Julia, if you send her on Community some of your pictures, she'll be able to update this section here and have at the end, hopefully, a nice photo gallery of everybody in Las Vegas. And then this other really exciting event is the replay party. So if you're in person, we want to just highlight our AWS reInvent replay party. This one is pictures from last year, but if you want to learn more, check out this link here. I'll also link this in the description below. And then for those who are attending in person, the last thing to point out is this map. So we tried to make this as useful as we could and added this map here to be able to navigate around the different reInvent breakout sessions, the locations where the keynotes are happening, and just be able to navigate easily. So again, coming to the community can be really helpful just so you can have this handy. We know that it can be a little bit stressful and want to make it as easier as we can for you all. So definitely check that out. Okay. And then we're back at the homepage, and the last thing I want to just go over is how you can stay involved after. So after reInvent concludes, the next week we'll be hosting a special Amazon QuickSight Learning series, highlighting one of our feature launches. I can't say the exact topic yet, but it will be announced after it gets launched at reInvent. And if you want to sign up, I recommend going through the homepage feature tile to this and being able to register for our sessions here. So we have, again, global time zones for Americas, Asia Pacific Islands, and EMEA. So go ahead and register for that. You can see all of our 3 topics that we're hosting for the next month. This one is on demand, but these 2 will be happening live. And if you want to stay up to date with everything Amazon Q, again, check this corner out. We'll be updating this during reInvent as well, and you'll be able to find the recording of Amazon Q related sessions actually in the how-to videos here. So we'll be updating this section as well as what's new in blogs with everything relevant to Amazon Q during reInvent. Okay, and thank you all so much for joining this week's on-demand session of the QuickSight Learning Series. We hope you learned something new and are able to stay connected with us on the QuickSight community through our reInvent corner. Again, if you have any questions, please ask in our Q&A on the QuickSight community using the tag #reInvent, and we'll be able to answer all of your questions and suggestions through there. Thanks, everybody.